This is it. This is number 10, the last networking myth in this series of networking myths. If you're just starting here, we got 9 others for you to check out, but you can do this in any order that you like. I'm Deborah Grayson Riegel, and the 10th networking myth that we're going to talk about today is that you must say yes to making connections within your network. Here's what I mean by this. Let's say that there is somebody in your network who is looking for a job, and they see that you are connected to somebody in the industry that they're interested in working in, and they say, would you make a connection? I want you to consider it, right? Both of these are connections within your network. Both of these are relationships that are important to you. And even if you are a professionally generous person, as I am, I don't want to assume that that connection is going to be a good one for both people. I am only going to make a connection within my network if it's good for both people. And the only way that I know that it's good for both people is to ask. So if somebody says, would you connect me to that person in the biotech industry, in the finance industry, in the retail industry, you know it would be potentially good for them, but what you don't know is whether it would be potentially good for the other person. So before you make any kind of connection, you want to ask the person of whom the request would be made, hey, I've got a colleague who is looking for a job, a connection, a fill in the blank in your industry. Here's what I can tell you about them, right? They have 15 years in the field. I know them to have a lot of integrity around their work. And I also know that your time and resources are limited. Would you be interested in a connection? And please know that it's okay to say no. You want to treat both relationships with respect. And the way that you do that is not by assuming that anybody would be a good connection for anyone else. It really needs to be mutual. And by the way, if the second person agrees to connect to the first person, that's an opportunity to thank that second person. Thank them for agreeing to speak to somebody in your network. That thank you is another way for you to build that relationship. And you can even thank the first person. Thank you for thinking of me and thinking of my network. It was a pleasure to make that connection for you. So never miss an opportunity to thank someone. That is how we build our network. And I don't want to miss this opportunity to thank you. Thank you for staying tuned for 10 networking myths. I would love to hear from you about which ones really resonated for you and any myths that you think I might have mythed. Thanks, everyone.